For those who aren't aware of it, there was a Beverly Hills Cop 4 trailer that dropped today. Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
Yep.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
But only on a tiny phone screen. I didn't get a chance to watch none of those.
It,
Now, I don't
it
remember
looks
who
better
all...
than you described earlier.
I was going to say, I don't remember who all was here with me when I originally described the movie. Because we did get a leak. In fact, I think I can safely say his name now. Thank you to Lance Corporal Waffles, who got a chance to see a test screening of this back in May. And back around that time, I think I waited a little bit just to kind of distance myself from that so that nobody could, whatever with him, but not that it's a big deal. But yeah, so I think we talked about it last May. If not, it was in the beginning of June, one of the two, but I'm pretty sure it was May. And for those who may remember, we broke down the story a little bit, and I'm going to do that a little bit more again. But first, I want to get everybody's reactions to the trailer. And of course, I'll do a little spoiler warning just in case. But I'll be honest with you, from what I was told and what's in the trailer, there's not much to spoil. But all right, let's start with Klobby, since you got to watch it on a little phone. What did you think, Klobby?
I didn't think this would be possible for me to actually forget the word excited, even interested in seeing anything done after. And I did not see Coming to America 2, but I heard how horrible it was. I'm just thinking I expected the worst. I got to admit it because of where we are. As much as I love Eddie Murphy and I love the original, Beverly Hills Cop, I was expecting, this is going to make me it's going to piss me off. And the trailer didn't. I mean, it looked like it has me at least wanting to see it. It looked kind of fun. That doesn't mean it's going to be any good or not, I know, but it looks like he's just the same old fun-loving guy who's been a cop for all this time, which would be cool. It doesn't look like they introduced, at least in the trailer, a bunch of other characters that are going to take over the movie from him and make him look terrible or make him look awful. I hope that doesn't happen. And we get this little glimpse at the end here that made me smile. I'm like, whoa, Taggart. Because I didn't even see. Now, I need to see the trailer again, I guess. I don't know how much Billy was even in the rest of the trailer. I'd have to ask you that because I don't remember seeing him in much of it, but we knew Billy was going to be in it. But Taggart, I'm surprised right there. I got to be honest. So overall, I'll be cautiously optimistic.
Well, I'll save the spoiler part for later. In case anybody wants to check out ahead of time on how much anybody's in or not in the movie.
Okay.
So yeah, Price, what did you think?
I'm already immune at this point. I can't get excited. I saw it on the surface. Does it look like an okay trailer? Sure, it looks all right, I guess. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be disappointed by the movie. And I don't have anything really to back it up aside from the fact that almost every single sequel that I've seen, and I don't know how many years, with the exception of maybe Cobra Kai, there's so few that they've had some kind of sequel. And I thought that they really managed to bring back the heart of the original. Here, even the third one in the original series wasn't very good. I don't know that they can recreate even what happened in the first or second movie in this movie. And I feel like the trailer is probably well put together. But once I see the movie, I have a feeling I'll be disappointed. That's just my instinct. I don't have any real evidence for it, just my instinct.
I totally understand that.
All right, Script Doctor. I'm really interested in hearing your take on it because I know you're a huge fan of the franchise like I am. So what did you think?
It looked like it was shot for TV, which didn't help. But it was fair enough trailer. The way that they paced out all the friendly faces was nice. Dennis Leary, I forgot he was in this, so that was kind of a surprise. No, sorry, not Dennis Leary. Kevin Bacon. What the hell am I thinking?
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon has gotten so old, he's starting to look like Dennis Leary.
Yeah, I did mention him in the original story beat, but again, that was back in May.
I wasn't sure what the conflict was. That's the thing that I missed with the trailers. Just give me something of what the conflict is. Why is he out in Beverly Hills again? I remember the first trailer for Cop 2 where Bogomil gets shot. And you're like, oh my God, Bogomil got shot. I got to go see this movie. What happens? Does he die? Does he get revenge? Like, I was waiting for something like that in this trailer here. The only thing that kind of really made me laugh was this clip here at the end. And I'm like, that's just kind of like
the three dynamic chemistry that was going on there, and nothing really kind of stuck out for me, unfortunately. I will say the trailer did look better than the 2009 script I read and reviewed on my Patreon this morning. So it's got that going for it, I guess.
Indeed. CC.
This trailer's pitching the movie as an Eddie Murphy centric film where he's having fun and he's being, the character, and it's just be a good fun time. And I like that. But kind of just going off what script said, because you're right, the trailer doesn't really tell much about the plot. It doesn't tell me what the actual incident is, what the goal is. Now, I hate trailers that give away the whole plot. They, like trailers that just like say, hey, these are the actual cliff notes of the movie. Now you've seen it. You know what happens from beginning to end. But there's also something to be said about actually hooking the audience with the trailer by telling them why they want to go see it. This trailer is telling me I want to go see it because it's an Eddie Murphy movie and he's having a good time with it. Looks like he's having fun, whatever. Let's get back together, get the gang back together. So there's definitely something a little bit off there. And I'm biased now because I heard what you said earlier, Tom, on another channel. More describing what
we're going to get more
mention.
into that. Yeah.
But I mean, the trailer itself, okay, it's fine. It's I would like to see Eddie Murphy doing comedy, and that this trailer seems to suggest that will be the case.
All right. Well, we also have, speaking of fun, Nick joining us. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, what's up, Tom? Good to see you guys. Price, Clobby, Script, CC, and 70s. Hello, Chad, and hello, Wrenches.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I did see this trailer, but I'll let everyone else go, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Actually, why don't you just pop in here, and then we'll jump to Brian and then myself.
Okay, that sounds good. So on its own merits, I had to be really emphasizing of those words. It's not a bad trailer. I'd actually say it looks like it could turn out fine. But I think I made a quote post earlier that based on what you had said about the trailer, I read if there's a trailer 2, there will be a caption that said trailer 2, trailer 1, high bait, meet switch. And that's what trailer 2 might be, if that's the case. That's what I'm worried about, because this reminds me of what was it? When Moon Knight was coming out, and the trailers for it looked pretty good, and then all of a sudden there was the second trailer like the week before the show, and it was like a completely different trailer, and it was, well, you could say the writing was on the wall of it. Now, would I like to be wrong and hope that this is not a bait and switch? Of course. I think Eddie Murphy still has potential to still have it. And judging by what he does in his trailer, it looks like he still hasn't missed a beat as Axel Foley. So I want this to be good. I want this to be amazing. So on its own merits, it's a fairly good trailer. I just hope that it doesn't end up subverting our expectations per se. That's all I got.
Brian, my canon brother.
Yeah. First of all, I didn't realize it was a Netflix. I thought it was going to be a theatrical release. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't even know why it's taking them till next summer to bring it out. The fucker is done.
Which is a bit weird. I didn't
Unless they're going to do some reshoots. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it looked pretty good, and I'm still positively looking forward to it. I hear what Nick's saying about the bait and switch. So we didn't see anything of the daughter plot line, and so is she really going to be doing the bulk of the stuff and not Eddie Murphy, not Axel? We don't know, but it looked okay. I thought it leaned a little heavily on the action as opposed to the comedy in this teaser, and it's just a teaser, really, a very short trailer. So is it going to allow him to stretch his comedic side in the way that we would hope? The music, actually, I'm wondering if that interpretation...
Harold Faltermeyer's not listed.
No, Axel F., that interpretation, which sounds a bit more like guitar.
Modern.
Now, there's still enough time. Let's be fair. He could still do the music. I have not heard one thing or another. All I know is this much. I can tell you guys this. When we were gonna have an interview with Harold Faltermeyer, It didn't happen because of technical difficulties. We had one rule. We were not allowed to ask about Axel F or Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, right.
So I think it's a sore spot for him. He did not return to part 3. I don't know if that's why there's a sore spot, because they didn't ask him back for part 3. Because they got Nile Rodgers doing the music instead. But yeah.
Well, the guy that's listed online as being the music guy is a guy called Lorne Balfe, who's a Scotsman.
I don't think he's
funnily
coming
enough.
back.
So I don't think he's coming back. I just wonder if this Lorne Balfe guy was responsible for that adaptation, or whether it's...
Isn't Lauren Balfe a woman?
No, Lorne Balfe is a man.
That interpretation in the trailer actually sounds
Well,
like it's part of the
how
rap
do we know?
song, to be honest with you.
He may
Unless somebody else
identify.
knows that song already. It sounded like the beginning of the rap song, unless they just mixed it in with
Yeah,
it.
I'm just wondering if there was a band or a group on board, as opposed to just the guy that's doing the overall score. But
Yeah, I don't know.
It sounded like Axel Foley music for a modern audience.
yes, so I was
Mhm.
wondering about that. But yeah, on the whole, I thought it was pretty good, and I'm keen to see more. And there will be more trailers, I'm assuming. Seems to be an awful long wait, as you say, Tom, for it to come out, though. And if it's not theatrical, what does it matter?
Yeah, I look, just aside from what I already know about the movie from a few months ago, actually, you can't really say that, because a big part of that is my problem with this trailer. And my brother from another mother, who's also my papa friend. How you doing, Mikey? Speaking of,
Mikey
The world's
F.
greatest YouTuber.
Mikey F. There's only there's one
Mikey
more
sent me
thing.
this.
Just before I wrap up, though, Tom, there's one more thing I wanted to say, is that I'm wondering if the plot of this, because its plot details are relatively sparse, if it mirrors the first movie in a lot of ways, which would be the...
I'm going to say no.
No, okay. I just wondered that. Because he's looking for someone who's murdered that he's close to, or looking for the killers. So
Yeah, this has more to do with the kidnapping from the
Okay.
plot I have here.
fair enough. Yeah.
Which is better than trying to reiterate the first movie, because that's what the 2009 script I read was essentially doing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
That's pretty much what all of the movies have done. Like, let's be real, even though
that would be a mistake, even though it might hit some member berries. I think
I was just going to
trying
say, even though the second film, what's his face, Ronnie Cox, he survived, but that still was like every one of them has been a killing or a shooting of one of his friends. So yeah.
Yeah.
So don't do that again. Yeah, good.
Is Eddie Murphy a big part of this movie?
It sounds like it, yes, but like hold that thought, because I want to get Mikey's reaction to this trailer, because as I said, he's the man who helped got me that.
I saw
figure
it.
on
I
the
saw the trailer.
And
Dude, I ain't sold on shit until I see the shit, because as far as I'm concerned, Hollywood's just gonna bait and switch my ass.
Yeah.
Netflix especially.
Look, I was the one who, like, when I heard that they were bringing back Russell T Davies and I was getting one of my favorite doctors back, that I was on Doomcock's show a year and a half, I don't know, 2 years ago, I don't know when it was, and I was like, ooh, it's gonna be good. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep.
Hashtag
Gotta be careful.
Hashtag dumbass Mexican. Hashtag dumbass. I don't know. Lots of member berries. I got to see it. The proof will be in the pudding. But I have seen all three of these other movies. I don't even know how many times. Look, I don't buy that many action figures, and I got me and Tom matching Axel Foley's. Okay. I mean, like, I don't buy action figures at all, but me and Tom have matching Axel Foley's.
No,
That's
wow.
a good toy to have, to be
With
fair.
an
I've
Axel
got the
Foley?
vinyl. I've got
We
the
have
vinyl
matching
of the first
Axel
movie.
Foley that Tom
I love
just
it.
showed. The one that Tom just showed, I bought that. When did Tom?
Oh, man.
It took us like
You
a
bought
year
that
and a
for me
half
for
to get them.
Well, you got it for me for Christmas.
What,
I think
15 years ago?
Like 2 years ago, and it finally showed up. What was it, March, April, something like that?
Yeah. Two of them did. We
Cool.
got matching Axel Foley. I got one for him.
Oh, there you go. Is that it right there?
One right here, but yeah, okay. So what did I think of the trailer?
Yes. What?
I think Eddie Murphy is coming off very, very,
Low energy.
very slow, low energy. It's not Axel Foley. Axel Foley talks a mile a minute. He's a con man who is pretending to be a cop, basically. It's not the other way around. I mean, you got to keep that in mind every time. Cop is usually the secondary part of his job. the other part is he's trying to figure out. It's always what he's into. Like it's always about his friends. He puts that shit first. Like I like the little bit they have in the trailer where he has the face off with Kevin Bacon about the whole thing, what it's about to be a cop. It's like, yeah, that's cool, and Eddie would say something like that, but it's more about your friends and family to Axel than it is the cop part comes third to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't do all the shit he does because he's constantly getting in trouble and having to have people lie for him.
He is 30 years older. I mean, he was probably a young maverick at that time.
Yeah, but I mean, if the script calls for him to speak, I should say in the way that he would have in the previous movies, he should still be able to do it.
Part of
I'm
it,
Axel Foley. I'm going to find out the criminal behavior at the bingo game.
part of it isn't Eddie Murphy's fault. I mean, he looks very young for his age, but at the same time, he's not 20 years old. Back in those days, the way Eddie Murphy lived. He was, hanging out with Rick James, doing a lot of things. And once you put a camera on him, he was full of energy, full of improv. He had, his stamina and energy level was like 20 out of 10. And I really don't expect at this point when he has 20 kids.
No, but I expect 11 out of 10 out of Eddie Murphy when it comes to Axel Foley. That's my problem.
I don't know, man. I saw Coming to America too, and he wasn't really that much Hakeem either.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's not his bread and butter. That's not his signature role. He didn't make He didn't make 2 or 3 other Coming to Americas in between there. I've seen Axel Foley go through 2 other adventures, and I've stuck up for Beverly Hills Cop 3 many a time. And it's his fault the movie sucked. Because I told this many a times, because after they worked their shit out, John Landis was the only director who would finally take on Beverly Hills Cop 3 after I don't know how many years of it sitting in development hell. And he got set aside by the studio, and they're like, here's the problem. Eddie doesn't want to be funny anymore. So try and find a way to make Eddie funny without him knowing it. So that's why that movie is the way it is.
And that was the idea for Bowfinger.
Exactly.
Try to make a movie with Eddie Murphy in it when he doesn't realize he's in it.
I have that too, Nick. That's awesome. I even have the
dude. Yeah.
Is that the one that has? That's not the one that has. No, I don't think it has Rick James on it.
It does not have Rick James on here.
Yeah, the Rick James one is the one that was pulled early. Yeah.
Nice.
Nah, I got this one. God, half a decade ago. When I really like a soundtrack, I get the vinyl for it because I've obviously been a CD guy, but I can't pass this on vinyl.
One of the best pop soundtracks of all time.
Oh, dude, this soundtrack.
Second one just as much too. Third one, not so much.
Nah, it's all about that first movie soundtrack. That soundtrack is
well, the second movie had Shakedown and I Want Your Sex, and it had a couple other tunes just like the first one's. Like that's the thing most people don't realize. Yeah, Top Gun had like 2 big hits off it. Footloose had quite a few. Beverly Hills Cop, I think, had. Let's see, you had the Pointer Sisters song, the Neutron Dance. You had the 2 Patti LaBelle songs. And you had Axel F plus The Heat Is On.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 5. I don't know if they all hit #1, but that's 5 singles off of one album right there. And the sequel was almost the same because like I just said, you had Shakedown, which was originally written for Glenn Fry, but he got sick and couldn't do it, so they gave it to Bob Seger, who ended up being his first #1 hit. Believe it or not, that many years in the business already, never had a #1 hit until he did that song. And then you had the Jets song on there that went into the charts. You had the Corey what's his face Hart song that went into the charts. You had there's a bunch of them on the second one. Actually, I think there was more on the second one because I didn't even got to George Michael yet, did I?
Nope.
Yeah, so there's that one. Plus, there's the other one I'm trying to remember.
Wait, George Michael had a song on the Beverly Hills soundtrack?
On the second one, I Want Your Sex, when they're in the strip club.
Oh,
and it's on the soundtrack. Yeah.
Gerald Ford.
That was a big hit. Now that one, I'm pretty sure was a #1 hit besides Shakedown. But they also had, like I said, the Jets song, and then I'm trying to think of his name. Is it Steve Winwood? I think also had a song on there, Better Way, or was it the other guy I'm trying to think of? I'm trying to remember, but yeah, there was a bunch of them on there. Anyway, the third film didn't have any hits on it at all. It had 1 single and it didn't go nowhere. Yeah, so this one I don't know.
I remember when I told my mom to listen to that song, she said that was Satan's work.
Which one? Which one?
Michael, I Want Your Sex. She says,
"Oh,
He says
I think it was
demons are
actually-
alive in that guy. I'm like,
You know, I don't know about that because he's still singing about fucking a woman there at least.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Dang.
Well, I'm just
"There's
saying.
things that you get and things you don't want, and I am Mexican.
There's boys you can trust and
N- not
girls
that-
that you don't.
Not that I want to even get into this conversation, but I have to say that back in the day, George Michael actually was with women early on.
Quite often, yes.
Yes, I mean, at the time he was George Michael, and all the women liked him, and he thought that was cool initially. Just throwing that-
Come on.
Just saying that did start out that way from what I remember.
No,
Oh, he had the ass. Remember, he always showed his ass off in the videos.
I
yeah.
am the biggest George Michael
Tight
fan on
jeans.
planet Earth. I like George Michael as much as Tom Connors hates Zack Snyder.
Oh, I like George Michael. He's awesome. Or was awesome, sadly. But yeah, no, I'm not really convinced on this trailer yet. The only time I laughed was this scene here. And okay, so now I'm gonna warn everybody real quick. I'm gonna get into some minor spoilers for the movie because we do have somebody in the chat right now.
Fourth movie.
Yes, who has seen it. And
Okay.
I went over these subtly before, but now I'm going to break them down a little bit more. Because there's
Uh-oh.
something that this trailer is not showing us. And this is what has me concerned.
Only one thing?
You know
One
someone
main
who-
big thing.
You know someone who's seen it, you said?
Yes.
Oh,
Seen the movie.
oh boy.
They got to see a test screening back in May.
Oh my.
They're in the chat right now. Lance Corporal
Oh.
Wallace.
I didn't see any bananas in it, so that's a
Mm.
problem.
Well, there's that. But there's a character in here they don't really show in the trailer who's a big part of the
Oh.
movie.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Foley.
Miss Little Axel Foley. Yes. That chick that's in the BMW that gets knocked off in like a real quick flash scene that you barely even get 2 seconds to see.
I don't even remember. Yeah.
That's Axel's daughter. She is a big part of the movie. Why are they hiding her?
Mm.
That has me concerned.
And why don't we know her pronouns?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, she's
true.
married. She's married to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's got like two scenes in the trailer.
Well, let's not assume he's a he, please. Thank you.
Good point. Good point.
I'm guessing it's why the
Um,
trailer doesn't have a whole lot of plot because maybe they don't want to show us what the plot is.
I don't know. I'm worried because now Lance said he enjoyed the film for the most part, but now keep in mind he said he hadn't seen the first 3 movies in a long time.
I've seen, yeah, I've watched them so many times now.
Yeah. So
They're-
like to
they're
me,
fresh
like
and-
the original,
Yeah.
I can basically recite the first 2.
Me too. Especially, I can do it with the first one mostly, but yeah, they're still fresh in your mind. You've seen them so many times.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of read you what he wrote me back in May. He says, apparently we were the first audience to see the movie. I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen the originals in a long time. So in any way, I kind of went in with a very little knowledge of the franchise. So he is estranged from his daughter, but isn't really that bad dad trope that's been so prevalent. I have a hard time reconciling that, but I'm going to go with Lance's description here, I guess. Because that's, as we know, a constant trope in these movies to have a absentee or bad father.
Yep.
They explain that he sent his wife and daughter to California to keep them safe, but he also too focused on work, which led him to get divorced. So that, and he doesn't, and Lance doesn't remember if it's supposed to be the woman he met in the end of part 3, which was Teresa Randall's character, or if it's somebody completely new. He didn't know. They didn't really specify. He said he didn't notice anything woke about it. The daughter wasn't really girl boss, and she wasn't a badass that upstaged the men. She was understandably mad at him, but not to the point of being a mega bitch to him. She was a public defender that got caught up in a cartel corrupt cop stuff. She played off Eddie Murphy quite well when he did his thing where he pretends he's someone important to get into a restricted area. Oh, wow. We have a special guest with us.
Hey.
Hey, greetings.
Greetings, Andre.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hello, sir.
Unexpected,
greetings,
but
everyone.
what did I do?
Yeah, well, it's
Or I'm
rather
sorry, the
what you
accurate
did
question
not
is more
do.
what I didn't do. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway,
Now what
so
didn't I
yeah,
do?
we,
Here's Andre. Tom, why are you live and my video has not been completed?
that is entirely accurate.
Because I sent him all the stuff he needs to do it himself. But in fact, I'm going to make him stay here because once we're done with Beverly Hills Cop, you and Mike are going to talk about Peltz.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Specifically.
thinking. Yeah, I see. You
That's
have
what I was thinking
Peltz,
too.
As in Schweinepelzer.
I know it must be
But,
important because Tom actually sent me a text. He's like, "You are coming to the show." I'm like, "Oh, I was taking a nap, but I'm coming." Here.
Yeah, I need you for Peltz. But I'm actually reiterating my spoilers from the test screening for Beverly Hills Cop 4. So not only were we talking about our trailer today, we were actually going through the actual story of the movie. So here we go. Back to where I was here. He said Eddie was great. Judge was great in the small role he had. John Ashton is funny as the salty chief. The girl that played Axel's daughter did a decent job. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was okay as the younger, unwitting partner. Kevin Bacon was a charismatic, as I find him to be normally. Luis Guzman is in it. He's not in the trailer, mind you. Had a small cameo. Sad that they resorted to CG gunfire and blood spatter. I think the movie was just under 2 hours, so it felt like just the right length. Now here's where he gets into the parts where it fell flat for Lance. He said there was once where he was running from someone henchman, and he comes back to his Ford Bronco, and he's being ticketed by a meter maid, and she said that you didn't type attitude with Eddie, but that didn't last very long. And there was a scene where he was being shown a mansion by a realtor that came off like he was doing improv with his daughter. So, but she felt like Kristen Wiig, he says here. And you can tell she's trying to pull something funny out of her ass, and that's what has me worried. And there was a couple of extras in there that felt like they were cast because they checked off the LGB box.
Cool.
But it could also be because the movies take place in Beverly Hills. Those two extras were very minor and had no impact on the story. So yeah, but other than that, I know he told me some more here. I can't remember. I can't find it all here, but the bottom line is that, yeah, the story is revolved around a kidnapping of Judge Reinhold's character as well. So he's barely in the movie. We've seen most of the cameos in the movie, it sounds like, too, from what I've been told. So I'm kind of concerned with that. But yeah, other than that, though, it sounded like Lance liked it quite a bit. Hopefully, they don't muck with it too much, and it comes out pretty good. I have high hopes for it, but I'm going in with low expectations at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, Bronson Pinochet is
Yeah,
looks like he's having fun in that.
Yeah.
Out of the trailer.
I kind of wish they wouldn't have put him in the trailer, because that would have been a nice surprise for the audience, because I knew he was in there, and that's something I don't think I talked about last time. I wanted to leave that as a surprise.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was just told was this shot here. This is the last scene in the movie. This is the only time we get to see John Aston too, I think.
No.
It's a shame.
Oh.
It's a great shame.
Wow, wow, wow.
Because let's be real, what made the first few films work was getting the group back together. And even though you didn't have John Aston in the second one, or Ronnie Cox, or third one, I mean, and Ronnie Cox as well,
Right.
you still at least had Judge Reinhold. You had the extended cameo with Bronson. So I mean, at least you had that.
Hector
Then you had
Elizondo was pretty good.
Hector Elizondo was an all right replacement. And then you had all the cameos of the directors that John Landis always puts in there. So you got George Lucas going, hey.